Hey there, Ashley Cheeks here. Today we're going to talk about the most often overlooked component in your business plan biography section. Now, whether you call it an owner's overview, an executive team, perhaps a biography, it doesn't matter what you call it. The point is that you have to include this one component for it to really pop. This one thing that you have to include is your history of failures in entrepreneurship. I know that can seem really uncomfortable and it can even feel vulnerable to think about, but you have to include it, and here is why. If you are going for funding with a bank or with an investor, it is going to be critical to show them a history of entrepreneurship, to show them that you have a pattern of trying to start your business no matter what happens. This is what the important part of this is. You are continuing to make efforts to make this work. Even if it's a totally different industry or business type or just a completely different idea than what you're doing today, the fact that you keep pursuing entrepreneurship in general is going to show that your character is one of entrepreneurial integrity, and that's the message you want them to see. Now, if you're going for funding, this is critical because it's also going to be a time for you to explain that you've learned a lot of lessons the hard way and that you're much smarter today because of it. So it's not just that you're explaining all of the losses, all of the things that went wrong, or all the downsides to what you've tried in the past. No, you're actually showing how you've gained a lot of clarity and you've had a lot of school of hard knock lessons that have helped you get to this point, and you now know with crystal clarity exactly what to do next and how to make this current business a success. Now, if you're looking for how to actually incorporate this, you want to use the tie-back method. You want to state what happened in the past and tie it back to why it's important today. State what failed before with another business and tie it back to what you've learned enough to bring to the current business. You want to make sure everything has a connection. This is also why you want to make sure no more than about 10% of your bio is pure enthusiasm. And by that, I mean you want to make sure most of your biography is related to talking about your history and not talking about your excitement. Some entrepreneurs fall prey to getting way too excited about what they're doing, and instead of talking about what they've accomplished and what their experience and background is, they use the biography section to talk about why they're inspired and how excited they are about the business, which are important things to have, but only in balance of critical things that you've accomplished and things that you've already learned in reality, so that your bio is a nice balance between excited entrepreneur and experienced entrepreneur who is ready to take all of that knowledge plus that enthusiasm and use it to build an amazing business. Now, every single business plan that I do with my clients includes a strongly written and strategically developed owner's biography. It always makes people a little bit uncomfortable at first to think that they have to put on the table the things that they failed at, or maybe things that weren't quite finished, or things that never quite got off the ground. And you know what? It's okay. Whether you've experienced total bankruptcy with another business or you've never gotten past the idea phase with another business, it's important to note, again, that you have a history of entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial thinking. So that is the goal. It's not a place to actually, beat yourself up about what you didn't do in the past or what failed. It's a place to show your investor or your banker and even yourself that this is something you've been cut out for since day one, and you're just trying to figure out the right path forward to make this an actual success. Now, in the blog post today, I've included some really specific things that can help you get started and components to include, so be sure you check those out. And if you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to me.